Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Zuri. Hope you all are having a great day today. Listen, we are going to get into today's Tuesday Talk topic, which is finding happiness and whatever that looks like for you. And we're going to talk about how it is for me, all of that stuff. So let's get right into it. All right, so one of the things that I get asked frequently is how do I just maintain this state of happiness? Let me just start off first by saying that happiness is different for everyone. It could be in a dating relationship, it could be in, just a regular friendship, or it can be in their hobbies or whatever they love to do. It's different for everyone. You can't really count on anyone else to set that up, that picture of what happiness looks like for you, because you have your own emotions and things that make you feel a certain way. And so you have to work yourself up to that state of happiness, whatever that looks like for you. For me, I'd say that happiness for me is simplicity. I'm just not like all this big stuff is just not it for me. Like, I'm literally simplistic. It doesn't take much, for me. If you respect me, if you love me, if you are loyal, faithful to friendship, and you're there for me when I need you, and I return the same thing back, then we're good. Like, that's it for me. So basically, reciprocation. Another happiness thing that I do for me is listen to music. Y'all know that music is music is my world. Like, that is like everything to me. I play it when I'm sad, crying, happy, just in pain. Sometimes, I play music. Music is my happiness, especially gospel music. I do play other genres, but especially when I am going through something very, very difficult, I will always pull out gospel music because that resonates with me the most. Another thing for me is spending time with my favorite people. You guys know that I'm very big on friends and family, especially my mom and dad's best friends, my aunties and uncles. They are really like some of my biggest role models outside of my parents. And especially as an only child, you don't have like older siblings to look at. So like having those extra aunties and uncles is very, very, it comes in handy. It's also, an extra bonus to that as well. And also, as far as my squad, I love my squad. The squad that I have is amazing. They are my people, for real, for real. Like, the squad that I have now is it's amazing. Like, I'm so convinced that this is God's way of telling me that I'm good. Like, I'm good. These people are people who are genuine, people who are also very funny, people who are loving, who are loyal, and are down to, defend me, and are down to support me for whenever I needed it. And so for me, that's what speaks volumes to me, is that I can count on them. They are trustworthy. And that's what makes spending time with them so enjoyable, because every time that we're together, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna have a great time. There's many times where I would be upset about something and we would have been laughing so hard that I literally forgot whatever was going on. Or if I still had that thought on my mind, it went away in that moment. And then of course, when I, was away from them, it came back to me, a little bit. But just those are some of the things that I, find happiness in. Another happiness thing for me is self-care. You guys know that I work, okay? I work, okay? Church, school, like everything. And especially when you are an only child and a PK, you know, being a daughter and then being a pastor's kid, like both, it is definitely hard because you can't split the responsibility of being a PK and a media director at church with your other siblings, because, you know, I don't have any. So it's definitely a lot. And then you have the academics that goes right on top of that. But it's definitely a journey that I would, you know, never trade. My people will tell you, I will block everything and everyone for my self-care time. No one interrupts my self-care time, because if I don't do it to you, you're not gonna do it to me. And I had to make sure that I made that clear, because it's like, I give you my time, my energy, my loyalty. I'm not always going to be available to talk to you, because, you know, I need, you know, my time too. And that's one of the other things I love about my squad, is that we know when to cut it off. Like, my squad, we've never had to talk about boundaries, because my squad is so full of common sense. It's insane. But you know, just knowing when to cut things off, especially at night. Night is my time. You know, throughout the day, whether if that's on Sundays are for church. Sunday nights, you know, relax, you know, and that sort of thing, time to myself. And anyone who wants to interfere with that will not be happy, because I got comebacks. So the last thing for me, what happiness looks like for me, is supporting my favorite people. You guys know that I have such an amazing squad of people in my life. They are honestly the greatest blessing ever. And especially for me, since I don't have siblings, they are like my siblings. And so our squad, we are a very intricate part of each other's lives. We're always together, always talking, always hanging out with each other and having a great time. And I love that. And so whatever they're doing, I try to support, because they have always been there for me. And I always try to reciprocate, you know, that love and that attention to them that they've given to me. So that's a very huge thing for me. Supporting my favorite people also could mean to me supporting my favorite gospel artist. You know, y'all know that gospel music has won my heart for the rest of my life. I love all kinds of music, but like gospel, it's top tier, baby. It's superior. But take, for example, my favorite worship leader, Mignon Sarton. She has such significance in my life, and I've never met her. Okay? I have never met her. She's so incredible. In 2021, I shared at my end of the year recap video that I had went through a lot of emotional and mental struggles in that year. And just sometimes I could not talk to, you know, higher authorities, if you will, if you know what that means. And I couldn't always go to them because they were not mentally and emotionally capable of understanding my perspective. And so I was kind of like left to kind of just hear from God and figure it out myself, because I'm just like, okay, well, you want me to tell you the issue. You're not listening to me, and you have these excuses as to why you don't have anything to fix. And it's just like, okay, so I'm out here on a limb by myself. Basically what you're telling me is go figure it out. So that was very difficult, because it had to click that I had to figure out the difference of how I was being treated versus what I deserved. And once I figured that out, period. But while I was figuring all of that out, Mignon was like the main person that really just uplifted me through all of that, through finding getting back to that place where I knew I needed to be, but could not be there because other people couldn't get their life together. I mean, just throughout the years though, 2017, like I became a PK, and I know that she was a PK, and so for me that's just comfort, because like I have I have very little PK friends, okay? Like, and I've gained some over time, of course, with my lovely YouTube channel. But at that time when I became a PK, the PK friend list was like down here, okay? And then in 2018, we had a hurricane in our city. 2019, I lost my grandmother. I also had surgery. 2020, a pandemic. 2021 was basically a part 2 of 2020 for me. And so just through all of those struggles, listening to Mignon, sing and listening to her voice has always just done something to my heart. It always uplifts me. It's always been that one voice that I never get tired of hearing. And so she has just really changed my life, like literally has changed my life. And so the only best thing that I can just do is support her and, promote her, this stuff and everything that she's doing, because the world, once you find that person who just changes your life, you just love that person. And that's kind of like me with Mignon, and especially, well, other gospel artists as well, but just for her as an example, like supporting her. When someone has changed your life and they've done so much to just get you out of really dark places, all you can do is just promote, support, encourage, in that way. And like I said before, until I am able to drive to Atlanta or wherever Mignon is singing, I will be content and watch virtually for now, or watch her through social media. But she's always just been that one person that I look up to. She's always been like that auntie figure to me, ever since I was a little girl when I first heard her voice. So that's my form of support as far as music goes, like, because they've changed my life. Like, all I want to do is just support them and encourage them and promote, whatever they're doing, because the world needs to hear it. So that's happiness for me. Happiness is music, self-care, supporting my favorite people, and spending time with my favorite people. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on all of my social media platforms. Hope you all have a great day, and I love you all so much.